Seeker, welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you've been led here, and I'm excited for you that you're answering the call to manifest more magic in your life by mastering the law of attraction. So cool. My name is Talia, and I'm committed to cutting the fluff and showing you exactly how to manifest more excitement, ease, success, abundance, confidence, love, and anything else you've been craving. So if you're ready to crack the code on manifestation, amplify your intuition, and play in the quantum, we are now besties. Let's do this. Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. How's it going, friend? How are you doing today? Welcome back. If this is one of your first times listening, I'm so grateful you're here. I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed. And this is a really good episode to come in on. So in this episode, I am breaking down, kind of like in the last one, Breakdown to Breakthrough. I'm breaking down more of the self-growth journey behind manifestation and why we are called to create the things that we're called and how we can step into it. So I'm going to blend in some tangible here, some practices, but I'm also going to let you know that, it's a crazy time right now, and awakening is a crazy time. And so I want you to feel seen and heard in your experience because it is messy. So I'm going to be vulnerable, authentic. I'm always me, but I want to really share behind the scenes, the self-growth behind what it takes to quote unquote manifest. So I'm excited to be here. As I said, I'll bring in sort of some of the bigger concepts and teachings, what wants to move through me, and then make it tangible and give you some things that you can do. And I'm excited to do that. And speaking of things you can do, if you are looking for that support on like a daily, weekly, ongoing basis of integrating the work, staying on the path, staying in the self-growth journey, I invite you to check out On the Path. It's my other podcast. It is a private subscription community, so you can join, stay for as long as what serves you. It's hosted on a different podcast you can listen to on any of your apps. But what we're really doing is breaking down the work very tangibly. The episodes are trainings, so they're to the point. But we really make the work meet you where you're at. Make it fun. We do monthly challenges. We just did a 7-day chakra activation challenge. We have abundance challenges, body love challenges, all sorts of things to really navigate this awakening journey. So I invite you to check that out. Again, it's called On the Path. It also contains my methodology. So the very beginning of the podcast is a course that you can move through from beginning to end to really facilitate this awakening and this transformation that you're going through. Everything from healing to quantum manifestation. If you love my style of teaching, it's definitely the way to go to the next level, to take the next step and really be guided every single week on what to do. So excited to support you there. That's On the Path. Again, that's below. And the other thing that I wanted to share that I'm really excited about is I am doing another shift weekend. So the shift is a self-growth and transformation weekend. We ran one back in April and it was so freaking powerful. And I cannot wait. We're doing it again. It's at the end of September, so you have some time to plan. It is a virtual experience. However, it feels like a retreat. I encourage you to really be on your own for this time. Have, a supportive space where you can really dive in. We do morning meditations. I have signature workshops. It's a really beautiful experience. It is a transformation weekend, and that is something that I do best, is host and facilitate personal transformation. That's even what I'm doing here on the podcast, and really bringing in the workshops and lots of space and time to journal. We take lots of breaks. We have movement, music, meditations. It's really from beginning to end an experience you will not forget. So check the link below if that calls you, and I can't wait to see you in the shift experience. Okay, so talking about the self-growth and the transformation behind manifestation. First, I want to share that I've been going through a lot sort of behind the scenes because, well, I'm always going through a lot, am I right? Old souls. But I resonate with manifestation because I'm here to help you deliberately create. So if that's abundance, or you want to write a book or find love or heal, all is gravy. I'm teaching the art of deliberate creation. I'm teaching soul ascension and personal growth and development. And that naturally leads us to be able to manifest. When I think of manifestation on my side of things, I look at it as almost the physical part of it all. Like the laws of the universe, kind of working with the way that life works to materialize things that you desire. So, there are the parts of manifestation where we're literally talking about laws. And in my newest program, Quantum Magic, it's also hosted on a private podcast. You can check that down below. I talk about quantum manifestation, and there's a lot of it where I'm saying, when we understand the laws of the universe, it's not personal. We're working with the law of attraction, the law of polarity. We're working with the law of cause and effect. We're working along with these laws in synergy so that we can attract toward us circumstances, things, materials that represent what we want. That's all very like science. As much as most people don't think of manifestation as science, they think of it as spiritual. It's really not personal. We're working with how life works in order to create more abundance or success or some sort of end result. We have to be something, we have to put out that energy. And again, we just start working with laws. However, it's if you were to just say, or if someone was to say, okay, you just need to become a vibrational match for what you want, which is what you hear all the time out there. Okay, bye. You're left going like, okay, like in essence, it's simple. Like all you have to do is align with abundance. But in physical reality, we go like, what does that even mean? Which is really why I'm here to bridge the gap and things like On the Path or whatever. Like we're walking through the process of transformation over and over because we realize at some point that it's all fine and gravy to say, beehive vibe all the time. But then when you're faced with a very real human moment, like we are faced with change or lack or scarcity, or someone loses a job, or general stress, overwhelm, grief, all these things that we experience as humans, all of a sudden, like we don't feel that great. And it's not high vibe only. And then we all of a sudden start feeling like, why am I triggered? Why am I doing this? I should blah, blah, blah. Like I'm never going to manifest like this. And then we kind of get sent back into a loop. So in order to master manifestation, I've said this for years, manifestation mastery is self-mastery. Manifestation mastery is self-mastery because who you are being is what you are going to attract. So let's let the sciencey part, and I really want to teach on this soon because I'm so passionate about it, and I did teach on it in Quantum Magic, but I want to go more into it, the laws of the universe. If you've done any research or awareness of the laws of the universe, there are tons of laws. Like, science is laws. So the law of gravity is the law of the universe, but there's also the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, polarity, these ones we're talking about that you learn, oh yeah, that is true. We see this in nature. We see it ripple out in life. We just need to work with the energy. Okay, I just need to be the vibration of abundance. I just need to be confident and then I'll attract things. But again, we get thrown into the human journey going, well, how do I do that? How do I feel good all the time? How do I become confident? How do I become a match for money? And that's where the self-development comes in. The part of self-development to focus on when you want to manifest is from a spiritual perspective, where do I block myself to love? Where do I block myself to receiving what is here for me? On a more human level, where do I feel not worthy? What past experiences have led me to believe that I can't do this, or I'm not meant for this, or I'm not enough in some way? Of course, you by now know of probably the healing journey, or at least come into your awareness of your childhood and how to sort of extract sometimes what we call those core wounds or whatever, and like working with who you are and the self growth, the healing journey for you to grow and evolve and to eventually come back to realizing that, yes, the human experience happened to you, but you are also pure potential and you are also source and you are also a deliberate creator that independent to anything that happened to you, you are worthy, you are capable, and you are here for big things. And you are not the labels that have been put on you. You are not your mother, father's daughter, son person. You are not just reduced to like what you think you can and can't do and what has been put on you. You are a soul on a journey to break free from that stuff. So it did happen, and we honor it, and we go through our processes of feeling and healing and all of that to come back into our personal power, to come back into that bigger part of who we are, where we can learn from what we've been through and move through it, move out of it, go on to create beautiful things. And this is a giant awakening process. And so it's not, I don't think it's very cool for people to preach high vibes only, or to say you just have to think better things and feel better things, because that's kind of like, we talk about like bypassing, like that's like bypassing the fact that you're human. So again, in self-growth, I think the most important things to focus on when it comes to manifesting is where we don't believe we're worthy of something, those core beliefs. But also in self-growth, I want to expand you, because I love to teach my clients that when it comes to manifestation, there's two parts of it, two main parts. And one is the past, as we're talking about the healing, the freeing yourself of the past. And the other that we can't forget about is what I call future casting. So I teach to my clients, like, it's where you throw pitches to the universe, you shoot out your trajectory in a positive direction. So for the example of, say, you want more health, there's the way of looking back to be like, why do I binge eat? Or why do I not commit to exercise or self-love or something like that? But there's also the forward of like, I want to be vital. I want to drink more water. I want to move more. I want to work out more. And that's where we start taking action into the future casting. And we really intend for a better tomorrow. And we need both. So when we're doing the self-growth work to become a vibrational match for what we want, we do want to be spending time in expansion. So again, in quantum magic, I taught about like aura expansion and expanding your field. We want to expand your energy field bigger to become more magnetic. So we want to ask ourselves things like, how can I feel really good? What makes me feel good? What do I want for the future? How can I feel feelings of freedom or vitality or abundance or well-being now? It's when we really start actively being the embodiment of our next level self, or bringing elements into the now, like being committed to meditation, or really starting the business, going out there, praying, intending, desiring. So when we're looking at self-growth, we don't want to spend all of our time in the healing. I want to say this softly, because there's many ways to take this, and healing is something that frees us so profoundly. And we want to, get our head up every once in a while, because healing can be deep. It can be, really heavy. It can bring up a lot, obviously. It asks you to be really brave. And so even on the path, I say this, like, let's just make self-growth sometimes lighter and sometimes more fun, because it can get intense. We also want to play. We want to enjoy. We want to feed into ourselves and fuel into ourselves, and always learn how to take better care of ourselves, nurture our needs, pour back into our body, connect to our deeper parts of who we are, our joy, our pleasure. Like, there really is so much behind manifestation that it's almost better, instead of focusing on how do I manifest a car or how do I manifest this one thing, it's almost better to look at, where in my life am I feeling pinched off, closed down, friction, resistance? Because you're on a self-growth journey, as I am. You are an old soul, or you wouldn't be here. So old souls are more made for transformation than we are just for getting rich or even being successful. What I mean by that is, our soul cares less about if we were on the Oprah show or we made how many millions. The Oprah show, I don't even know if she has shows right now, but anyway, our soul cares less about that than it does about us with our personal transformation. We came here to ascend. We came here to transcend our suffering. We came here to rise through. We came here to, as I love to say, grow through what you go through. We came here to alchemize, to transform, to be the phoenix rising from the ashes, to be the caterpillar that turns into the butterfly. That's truly what you came here for. So trust and know that as you release resistance, as you do your self-work, every moment of pleasure you create for yourself, every time you say you love yourself, every time you invest in yourself, every time you show up in your self-care, show up in your daily practice, all of those things help you manifest. because you're moving toward your higher expression, your most good feeling life. That wasn't proper English, but the best feeling place. Because I want you to really hear me. My channel is like really wanting to say something directly. When you choose to feel good, when you choose to take a moment and put your face to the sun and take a deep breath and suspend yourself in time and space and feel really good for a moment, when you get those feelings and those moments where in this moment life is good, life is fine, I am safe, when you get those pockets of least resistance, when you're sitting in that oneness feeling, you are tuning into the frequency of your inner being that feels that all the time. You are lowering the barriers of resistance. And in those moments, you are receptive. You are 100% receptive to that which you've been desiring. So, spending more time in well being, focusing on how you can nurture yourself, how you can carve out pockets of me time, how you can sit in stillness for even just a couple of minutes a day, and know that as you navigate this growth journey, you'll go through different seasons. Sometimes you're going through healing. Sometimes you're ready to quantum leap. Sometimes you're just trying to be steady and create consistency, and all of it is needed. Manifestation mastery is self-mastery. And as you shift who you are being, just remember that the universe and the laws are always sending you back more of who you're being and or the learning opportunity that you need. So instead of trying to manifest one specific thing with one specific method by this specific day, slip into the energy of your inner being, the energy of the gratitude and the miracles and what is here for you today. And know that even when you're struggling, even when you're triggered, that in itself is bringing to the surface something within you that simply needs love. So if you're triggered in lack or scarcity or worry, there's a part of you deep down that feels lack and scarcity and worry. And that part of you just needs love. Shine a flashlight of love on it. It may be your inner child. It may be your shadow. It may be whatever you want to call it. It's there for you to be seen so that you can move through. So you can take that part of you and join arms and continue forward in your journey. It's okay to feel low. In fact, if you're pushing your growth edge, if you're growing, if you're expanding, you will come up against unknown territory and things that feel heavy and sometimes too much. But that's a sign that you're growing, that you're evolving. And you just need to give more and more love to yourself. Sometimes that may mean getting support. Sometimes that means taking a day off, taking a lunch to a river and just being, having days and times of you time. Because these are moments where you lower your resistance and you tune in to the source inside you, the inner being inside you that always is in touch with the miraculous nature of life. The part of you that is always in touch with the unlimited potential, and the you that is a co-creator, not the you who is limited or not enough in any way. Okay, so I just want to say as we move through, that had to come over me and come through. Thank you, Team of Light. I want to just share, that this manifestation journey, as I say, is a self-growth journey. And if you're triggered, if you're in fear, if you're in worry, sometimes, all the time, most of the time, not as often as you used to be, whatever it is, that's a human emotion. And when we're here for big things, we are faced with big emotions, big, what we would say, challenges, because you are meant for so much. So the other day, my guides said to me, you can't be here meant for a life of transformation if you didn't ever have that first sucky half of your life. Like they were almost joking with me about my life. A phoenix rising from the ashes, the transformation journey actually means that there was a beginning point that really was not fun, right? There's always that point A, and you have gone through stuff, and it is a self-growth journey, and that's why you're drawn to self-growth. So to try to wrap this up into something that makes sense. I know it did land for who it's meant to land for. And some of the tangible things you can do right now is just to recognize that you're on a self-growth journey. And as shit comes up, that's the time to use the tools. That's the time to face the challenge with a growth or open mindset. So I'll teach my clients about how you can be having a day where you're like having a wounded inner child day where you're crying and breaking down, or, just even worried about something going on in your business or worried of your next level or whatever. And you can say to yourself, today I'm a mess, or today I'm worried, or today I'm in fear, or I slipped into reaction, and I'm still manifesting. I'm still growing. I'm still worthy and deserving of abundance and love, and I'm still on the path. So I always say this to myself, even though today I sabotaged my workout, or even though today I had overwhelm, I'm still manifesting. Like, you're allowed to be human. So continue on that self-growth path. And some of the biggest things that we want to be moving through is, yes, our past, and stepping into who we truly are, our core values, what we want to create in our life. And as you henceforward with what you want to create in your life, more joy, more abundance, more success, more connection, things will come up. And as things come up, we again meet it with our tools, meet it with our open/growth mindset. And I highly recommend having people in your life, mentors or, figures, authors, podcasts, maybe people in your everyday life that deeply inspire you. And what they do is they're activators. So they help you to hook in to that next level. So I've always been reading spiritual books or part of, group programs, having a coach. It depends what season I'm in, but really having someone that pulls you forward in their energy can be so big. Groups are beautiful for that. It's just something that really hooks you into that next level. So you don't feel like you're doing it alone. That's also really going to help. And so staying on this self-growth journey, healing what you've been through, grow through what you go through, and know that you are worthy and deserving of everything that you desire. And if it starts to become down, like it comes down to something specifically you want to manifest, you can ask yourself, okay, so every time I go to manifest this, or when I try to, or even thinking about it, what comes up? And right away, it might be like, oh, I don't think I can do it. Or can this really happen? And that just is a little doorway to show you that's where the resistance is. So we look at it with a growth mindset, with a curious, okay, why would I believe that? Or, what led me to believe that? Is that ultimately true? Does it tie into a wound? Or, and of course it's going to vary depending on what's going on in your life. But that type of mentality as we meet stuff is going to be really helpful in manifesting more of it. So I'll use an example of money because almost everybody wants more money. If you say out to the universe or put in your vision board, pray, internally intend for, I need to manifest, let's just say $20,000, maybe per month or in the next month or something. You put that out there. Your job then becomes to witness what comes up. So maybe a bill comes in the mail or, digitally, the digital mail, and we go like, oh shit. And then it's like, okay, I'm never going to do this. Oh, I'm here again, or whatever comes up. That's helpful for you. That's helpful information. So meet it with a growth mindset. If you want more in this, it's literally what we're talking about on the path, Quantum Magic, my signature programs. But really, I would recommend either on the path or Quantum Magic for this stuff, because we literally learn how to perceive life differently, how to receive that bill and yes, have our moment. We can spin out, over time we'll spin out less and less, but just let yourself be. But and as soon as you realize you're reacting, we stop and we're like, okay, that felt like lack and scarcity that was coming up. That is something within you that already exists, and I can own that too. I have lack and scarcity within me, and it can come out sometimes. So it's really just an indicator. It's like, okay, curious, that came up. Now we meet that with a growth mindset. And of course, this is the stuff I help my clients with, transforming this, giving you exactly how to do that. So I do recommend, if you want to either work one-on-one right now or on the path, quantum magic, something like that, if you want to go deeper, because it becomes a process. And we just start realizing that our triggers, our challenges are really showing us something so that you can move on to more money and more abundance. So I hope that this makes sense. And I just want to say, in some ways, I want to de-glamorize manifestation, that it's not just 1, 2, 3. And I've been in really high-level programs with some even other manifestation teachers you may know. And when you really peek behind the scenes, it is this stuff. We still have to do self-growth. We don't just take our intention out to the moon and that's it. Because even if you want to just go vibration and just focus really on feeling good, you still have to make choices and choose to feel good and alchemize what comes up, right? So you're on the right path. You're not missing anything. And it is kind of messy. It is messy. Let's just be honest. But as we learn to view things with a growth mindset, we start to take, and I want you to really hear this, we start to take the suffering out of the journey. So I heard a quote a long time ago that says, pain is inevitable, suffering is a choice. And I think of this all the time with my literal chronic pain, where pain, emotionally or physically, can be inevitable. We're going to experience stuff, right? The triggers, the bills in the mail, it's inevitable. But to suffer through it is a choice. And this is why when we meet life with a growth mindset, with a spiritual ascension mindset, with whatever way you want to look at it, we look at it differently. Then what we start to experience is different. And we can also get the memo on what might need to shift in order to step into bigger things. Okay, so I hope this made sense today. There was random inspirations, direct channeling. I did go on my notes, but I also went off script, and I hope it just helped you today to feel seen and supported. And yes, you're on the right path. Yes, you're in the growth journey. Manifestation is inevitable, and really realizing that as well as you shift your life, reality has to follow suit. Manifestation doesn't happen differently for different people. It doesn't even care if you're a good or bad person. It's just about vibration and what we put out there and what we put our focus on. But the journey to get there is also one of self-growth. So have compassion for yourself in the journey. Realize you absolutely can create anything that you desire. And as you go on the self-growth journey, you get to manifest more and more and more because you start to get it. You start to kind of get the system, get the memo, get the hacks, and really move through and grow into the person, the being, the everything that you're meant to become in this lifetime, because it is huge. So I see you, I acknowledge you. Continue staying on your path of self-growth and spiritual ascension. And if you even back up from all the how to manifest blah, blah, blah for a bit and just continue focusing on your growth and your vibration and your own energy, you're going to end up manifesting anyway. That's the beautiful part, is what's in your vortex is already in your vortex. So as you go through your own work and focus on really fueling you up and, all these things we talked about today, all of a sudden, like the car will pop through or random money, or you'll be like, holy shit. Oh yeah. When we sometimes take our focus off of all the things we want and focus more on just feeling good and continuing on our journey, those things really do just get to come because they're already there for you. You don't have to even ask for them again. They're there. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. If you want to come to the Shift Weekend, a curated, transformative experience at the end of September 28th and 29th, I would love to see you there. I've put the link below. I've also left the link below to On the Path, the membership community. I cannot wait to support you there as well. And until next time, Seeker, you're doing a great job, and I will see you in the next episode. Hey Seeker, thanks so much for tuning in. Before you go, I want to let you know about The Bedtime Ritual. This is a brand new book that I've created that is a 100-day journey of evening journal prompts. The Bedtime Ritual is a perfect tool for bringing in more intentional reflection, self-care, me time, manifestation, all in just one prompt per evening. I know you're going to love The Bedtime Ritual. The link is below and you can find it on Amazon.